Hello and welcome to the Knit Girls. This is episode 702. I'm Laura, also known as Lala.
I am Leslie, also known as You Don't Call Me Les. Today is Wednesday, the 25th of June, 2025, and Laura and I both use the she, her pronouns.
Yep,
Um, it's been like record-settingly hot. Well, maybe that's an exaggeration. It's been very, very warm in Wisconsin.
it's
I,
been the East Coast has had the hottest temperatures that they've had in the last 10 years. So that's
well,
record setting. It's like 101 in Maine,
that
which is,
is a lot.
and like Canada too. Like, and a lot of those places don't have air conditioning.
Yeah,
So it is quite warm. Our friend Penny she in the summertime knits in her pool. She puts like her knitting in a raft and she's in a raft. And I am so jealous of her setup because it is
that
amazing.
is baller right
It
there.
is. Penny's a baller, but yeah, it's warm, super warm. So I decided to wash all the fleece this week, as you do. So that's mostly what I will talk about in a little bit. Do you want to talk about what you're knitting, or would you like me to go first?
It makes no difference. I can go if you want.
Yeah, you can go. I'm doing short rows, so it doesn't really matter to me
Okay.
because there is no
Back and
end of the
forth,
row.
back and forth, back and forth, back and
Uh-huh.
forth. Um, so also I'm talking kind of strange. I had some dental work done and my lip was numb yesterday and I bit the crap out of it and it's like
Mm-mm.
a little bit swollen, you can see. Um, so I'm working on my hipster top.
Nice.
Um, I thought I just joined it
That's a
wrong,
pattern by
but
Joji Locatelli.
yes, that is a pattern by Hopi Locatelli. It's designed to be knit in two colors, but I have a bunch of minis that I'm trying to use, so that's what I'm doing instead. I've gotten to the point where I literally, as we started recording, joined in the round.
Nice.
So,
Oh, that'll be fun.
yeah, so it's joined in the round and it's using a 9 skein mini set from Molly Klein Designs, who is Sweet Tea Designs, or maybe it's the other way around. It's the same person. And then this is
Lou of Old
Old
Rusted
Rusted
Chair.
Chair
Yeah,
Road
she
Trip.
posted something today about how she wants to be beside Republica Unicornia again if she can, because they are besties, and I love that.
um, so yeah, I just joined it in the round. Now hopefully it'll go faster because there's no purling, so it'll just be knitting, 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 knitting. And there's no shaping either. Like you could add shaping if you wanted to, but it's just alternating the colors until it's, let's see, 13-ish inches from the underarm.
Nice.
We'll see. I might go a little longer than that. We'll see what my yarn situation is at that point. Um, but yeah, it's finally joined in the round. I'm happy about that. Um, Hopefully it will go a little quicker now. And then the other thing that I'm working on, which is now at the point where I need to turn the heel, is a skein of yarn from another crafty girl. I had to think there for a second. In the Cityscapes colorway. This is on her strong sock base.
Nice.
And I'm at the point now where I need to turn the heel. So I prefer to do all my socks that I'm going to wear for myself top down. I like the fit of a gusset and flap heel. It works best on my foot. And I use a 72 stitch sock that's not by any particular designer. It's just an
Oh,
amalgam
even on
of.
sport weight?
No, this is specifically for fingering weight.
Okay. That's sport weight though, right?
No, I think this is fingering.
Oh,
This is
okay.
strong sock,
Okay.
so it's fingering.
Maybe your other skein strong sport.
It
I swear
is.
you had a
It.
sport skein.
I
Okay.
did. I did have a sport. That was what I made the like crochet baby cardigan out of.
Oh, okay.
That one was sport. So yeah, this is just at a point where I need to look up the number of her heel turning. I think I know it off the top of my head, but I always like to check. Um, and that's basically my knitting for the week, are those two things. So What about you? What are you working on?
I've been working on one thing this whole time. And it's kind of funny because I am in like the opposite place of you. I am knitting a bottom up sweater and I'm doing the short row shaping on the back right now to join my back and front together. So this is boop, um
This is a
the
Queensland
outline
yarn.
tee raglan. I'm sorry, what?
It was the Queensland yarn, right?
Yeah, it's the outlined tee by Jessie Maid. It's in a weird, like everything's on holders, but twisted. It's like very octopusy right now. Um, so that's the front.
Hmm.
And I realized yesterday that I did something wrong on the front, but I'm not fixing it. So, when I was doing the right front, this one, it was on a plane at like 1 a.m. And because that's always a great time to do it. It's actually
Yep.
this side because it's on this holder. Um, and I did not, on my pattern, I did not like circle my size.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to a smaller size number of
Mm.
decrease. So this is a little bit longer than what it calls for. Um, but I think it might be a little bit lower, of a V, but I think it'll still be okay.
Yeah, and it's
Um,
not like you were going to wear that without something under it
no,
anyway.
I was not
Right.
going to wear
So,
this without like a dress underneath it. It's a short
right.
crop sweater. So I think it'll be fine. It's just going to go a little bit further. She does say that you can pick up and immediately bind off if you want to make this not curl as much. So I might
Mm-hmm.
do that, because it's otherwise it's just a raw edge, which is fine. It's a slip stitch. And then on the back, I am on the short rows. Oop, I'm trying to pull stitches off. So I am just on that last little bit. I have around 10 rows to go of short rows, so it'll go pretty fast. And then I get to join these two together and drop the stitches on the back.
Mm.
Yeah. Dropping the stitches has been fun. I did drop a stitch in the wrong place. I dropped one stitch over because it uses German short rows and I
Mm-hmm.
miscounted my stitch. You're like making those German short rows into like what do they call that? Resolving those short rows at the same time as you're dropping the stitches.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like double stitches, and so I
Yes.
miscounted.
Yeah.
Um so I was off by one, and so I dropped it all the way down and then was like, well, that didn't work, and had to use a crochet hook. Get my crochet hook and hook
That
is
is banana pants.
to pull it all the way back up and then drop the next one over.
Mm.
So, um, yeah, that was a not so fun endeavor. But it's fixed. So this is out of a Queensland United, which is a wool cotton blend. I'm knitting it on size 4 needles. I'm knitting the 50 bust, which is 60 inches around circumference. So we'll see how it works out. I'm bottom up sweaters are not necessarily my favorite to knit. I do prefer a top down, but yeah, it's fine. It's almost done and I can't wait to have the finished project. And then after this, I am going to cast on Look at My Holes by James Watts. I bought the yarn for that. He's got a new boxy version too, but I'm going to go with the original version. I bought the yarn for that also at House of Yarn at a different SSK. This was SSK stash from many, many years ago. Maybe two. And then look at me actually using SSK stash, Leslie.
Yeah. I'm glad one of
Um,
us is.
says the person who's almost done their whole SSK stash.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to make it this year. I think that it is unlikely that that's going to happen. But
I've actually knit several things that I bought at SSK this year, so yay.
yeah.
But yeah, so I am going to finish this up, then cast on a look at my holes, and then I have also a sample that I'm knitting out of the SSK goodie bag fiber that I
Mm-hmm.
spun up. So that's gonna be secret knitting, but y'all will see that after SSK. Speaking of SSK, that is our annual summer retreat. We still have a few spots open, so if you are interested in coming, you can
Mm-hmm.
find all the information at supersummerknittogether.com.
Yep.
But yeah, all of the
Um,
things are going on. So that's all that I've knit on because I've left the house, but it's been for like very short periods of time.
I mean,
So I
you had
didn't
two
even
weeks
bring
of
knitting
constant
with me.
travel, so
Yeah, I mean, I've left the house to run errands, like gas
mm-hmm.
up my vehicle, go to the bank, get Starbucks, get groceries. So it's not been like sitting and knitting time. It's been
Yeah.
like running in. Although my bank took 40 minutes the other day. Uh, so I could have knit during that time, but I didn't have my knitting with me. I don't know what
Luckily,
was going on. They just like were very busy and I don't know. They were very busy. It was a Friday, so after a holiday. So I don't know if they had a lot of people. There were only like one, maybe two people working. So
yeah, probably
maybe,
just a resource issue.
yep. But I could have, and of course my gas light was on in my car, so I couldn't even like turn on the air conditioning, and I was very warm, so I don't know that I would have knit anyways.
Oh, that's miserable.
But I treated myself. I ordered Sonic while in the bank drive through because they have a new strawberry lemonade slush that is very
Hmm,
good. So,
that sounds
that
good.
is it for me for knitting, but you have a finished object.
I do. So I've been working on a little bit of sewing here and there. I did some darning on a duvet that had developed holes. That took several hours, but
Was it puppy holes?
no, it was, believe it or not, it was wear. It was just
Oh,
like
okay.
the duvet is linen and it was a spot there where you constantly grab, like, you're pulling
Gotcha.
on it, and it just wore through, like, um, but I repaired that, and then I've had something sort of on and off the machine that I've been learning how to do. Um, and it's called a jelly roll rug, and it's awesome. Like the ticks and the talks got me on this.
Man, I haven't opened
And
TikTok in like 4 months.
yeah, you're a better human than I am.
No,
And
it's
this
just,
is
I just don't, that's not my vice.
most of what's on TikTok is on Instagram. So if you're
Yeah.
on one or the other, you're seeing most of the content. But this is how they do reveals on TikTok. Ready?
Do they like edit it so it just magically appears? Sometimes, like,
I
it's
don't
pretty.
know.
I like your
I only ever see
reveal.
the rolling. Thank you. So this is
I needed
one
like
jelly roll.
sparkles to happen or something.
Woo! Yeah, that's way more editing work than I'm willing to do. Um, but yeah, this is one jelly roll rug. I'll have to
It's
link
cute.
which or one jelly roll's worth. It's an Allison Glass print. I can't remember the name of it. Um, and it's made so you can find tutorials online. I didn't follow any one specific tutorial. I sort of watched a couple of different ones and grabbed what I liked from them. Um, but it uses a couple of sort of niche things. So one of them, aside from the jelly roll itself, which is just a 2.5 inch strip, um, as long as the width of fabric, which is usually 44 inches. Um, and a jelly roll is just a collection of them in a color scheme or some sort of like,
Collection of some kind, yeah.
right, something that ties all of the prints together or colors together. But it also uses batting in, I think it's 2 inch strips. You can
Oh,
get it pre,
interesting.
like it's a roll. It's like a roll. It's like a jelly roll, but of
Yeah. Can you
batting.
buy it like that?
Yes.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
interesting.
Um, you don't have to. Like you can cut your own
Yeah.
strips and just use those.
You could cut your own
Um,
jelly roll strips too.
you absolutely could. Um, because I was learning, I wanted to like take out as many failure points as possible.
Yeah.
So I bought the roll of the it's called Katahdin. It's the same name as that Miss Babs base.
Okay. Yeah,
Katahdin, the
something
one with the
like that.
huge,
Yeah.
yeah, something like that. So that's sort of a niche supply. And then also there's this set of, they sort of look like bias tape makers,
Mm-hmm.
and they're plastic. And I think the set is somewhere between $10 and $15. I can't remember what it was. And it's made by Clover. I'll try to link it in the show notes. Um, and basically, you just feed the jelly roll strip and the batting, you lay them on top of each other and feed
Mm-hmm.
it through these two separate pieces, and it just
Kind of
magically
like
comes out.
making a rope bowl, like on the machine.
Sort of.
Okay.
Like what typically takes time, if you were to do this without that tool, would be like folding, pressing, folding again.
Yeah.
And this tool takes out those steps. So you just feed it through, you pull through 12 inches or so and then you sew it. And then you pull it through another 12 inches or so and then you sew it. So if you're familiar with bias tape makers, it's sort of the same thing, just a fancier cut to purpose tool. And like I said, I think it's like somewhere between $10 and $15. But I'm definitely going to make more, um,
I wonder if
and a
my
bigger
mom would
one.
enjoy making those. That seems like something that would be up her alley.
I don't know. I'll send her a picture and see what she might have
Yeah.
already made one.
Well,
Like,
no, I don't think so. She inherited my great aunt's fabric stash.
hmm,
So she has quite a she's like I had just gotten my fabric stash down.
yeah,
Um and of course, like it's nice to inherit someone's fabric stash,
yes,
but that's never like the end goal, like
hmm,
because someone has to die for you to inherit
right.
their stash. So that might be, I don't know if she had jelly rolls in there or not, but that might be a fun use for her to make for like my aunt's kids and other people.
Yeah, they're real. I mean, they're pretty quick to make if you. The biggest struggle that I had was tension. So typically on my machine, and I don't have anything crazy fancy. I have a Janome Memory Craft 6600, which I bought used off of a friend of mine like 10 years ago. But it's a robust machine. Like it's
Yeah,
pretty beefy.
the workout
Um,
horse machine.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and I typically don't have to mess with the tension on the needle too much. But I had to mess with it a lot because this was like double layer of batting and 4 layers of fabric. And
Mm.
so it really needed a lot of babysitting.
Could you do like a different needle, like a leather needle? Would that make it
So
easier?
the problem wasn't that the needle itself wouldn't go through. It
Gotcha.
was that the needle thread and the bobbin thread, because my bobbin is a
Bottom.
or I guess
Yeah.
they're all bottom loading, but it's a drop in, and the needle thread was much less than the bobbin thread. And so I kept having to crank it up and up and
Mm.
up and up. And I don't know, in my head, like if I have to turn it up more than like halfway, something's wrong.
Yeah. It's
And
kind of like when you mess with the tension on a spinning wheel.
exactly, exactly. And in
But
reality,
sometimes you
like,
want to do that if you're
it,
spinning like bulky or yeah.
yeah, I mean, this fabric is 10 plus times thicker than anything else I've ever sewn. So, like, it makes sense that I have to adjust the needle tension, but it was um, a learning. Plus, at one point, I was using the wrong thread, and that messed it up even more. And anyway,
It's all a
but
learning process.
it is. And it was, I like the end result, and I think the next one will be even easier. So,
You already started
um,
another one, right?
yes. I
Yeah.
started another one out of the exact same fabric. So
Oh,
this one
okay.
is staying here. The next one, the other, yeah, I'm making another one that'll be a little bit more round and a little less oblong. And
Mm-hmm.
that one will be an SSK prize,
Nice.
raffle prize. So, but yeah, that's mostly what I've been working on. You said you've been washing a bunch of fleece, right?
I have been washing fleas. So at Maryland this year, I got several fleeces, and I had bought some half fleeces prior to Maryland from an online farm that I had not purchased for before. So I started washing fleeces because I do not enjoy having dirty fleeces in my house.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy the smell of them, but they attract bugs, and that is not something I need more of in my house. So, especially one of them was very poopy, so I'm glad I got it washed. But also your fleeces should not have poop in them. Like they should be
Yeah.
skirted. Like
Coming
skirting
across the occasional little bit is one thing, but um,
skirting is when you remove the undesirable bits that are like felted or
hmm
poop or shortcuts or and this farmer did not do a great job with that. There's also a ton of shortcuts, which just means the sheep was squirmy when the shearer
hmm
was shearing, and instead of just doing one pass, they had to do a second pass.
hmm
Um, but it's not ideal for um fiber purposes, like for spinning purposes.
Right.
Because those shortcuts become neps, and those neps sometimes you want them for texture, but I do not in this case because it was cormo and I don't want texture.
Yeah.
I want hopefully a sweater's lot. So that fleece was I think 3 pounds. I think I'll be lucky to get a pound.
Mm.
Just because also Cormo is a more greasy fleece. It's a
I don't think I knew
Cordale.
that.
Yeah, it's a Cordale Cross.
Okay.
Um, and so it's got a lot of that merino lanolin in it.
hmm
Um, so you lose around half the weight when you wash it to begin with. So, the Cormo's washed. That was a half fleece. The Romney's washed. Um, and I, as a treat to myself for washing those two, I pulled out one of my Ruperts,
Mm.
which Rupert's Cordales, they also do Merinos, but I purchased their Cordales, are like pristine. No notes. Like very few shortcuts, very well skirted, coated. They change their coats often, so there's not felting from the coats. Like
Mm.
they are amazing. They they have their fleeces judged at Maryland and Rhinebeck, so if you're ever at one of those two places, you can purchase them there. Um, if the volunteers don't buy them all first. They're typically in the running for best of show, at least at Maryland. They're just lovely, lovely fleeces. And they breed for fleece quality versus breed standards, which is also a thing. So I am now treating myself to this gorgeous French fry crimp looking Cordale and washing that, and it makes me super happy. My lingerie bags are finally busting. Like I have a bunch of
Oh,
zippers that like are gone or will not zip. I discovered
yeah.
that while washing, like this one does not close. Um, so I had to order some lingerie bags, some more to replace those, but and also they don't make my giant Ziplocs anymore, which makes me very sad.
Oh, really? Hmm.
Yeah. So, or at least I can't find them where I usually would purchase them. So,
Hmm.
sadness.
Yeah, that's a
Luckily, I
bummer.
think I have enough to get me through, and maybe I should process some of these fleeces so then those Ziplocs will become available again. Um, but that is the plan. I had a new drum carter arrive this week from BAM. It's the self-cleaning one. So the Corma will definitely go through that. The other two fleeces, the Romney and the Cordale, I'm probably going to comb. Um, but yeah, all of the fleece prep. But while I'm washing fleece, it is like the perfect time for me to do other things. So like as I'm washing fleece, I dump my water, I'm getting the water warm to go back in to 160 degrees, and then I'm filling back up that bucket. And it's the perfect time for me to do things like wind off yarn that's been sitting waiting for me to wind off. So I wound off a bunch of skeins. So I
Yeah,
wound
she
off
sent
my
me I got a picture of all these drying in the sun, and I was like, whoa.
So this is my part of my sweaters lot. I spun this out of, it's kind of a mashup spin. So one ply is CVM that I spun long draw, and then I matched that with two plies of some Hello Yarn, a patchwork kit. So it's a pound and a half. So altogether it is around 1,300 yards.
Oh,
It was meant to be spun to a DK. So I'm happy with that. So this is the first skein. Here's the second skein, which is only like 200 yards. I had finagle. I had run out of the CVM and had to spin more.
hmm. It's
So
pretty Barber Polly.
that, yep, it's all going to be very Barber Pulley because it's three different color fibers for everything. And here's the last one.
Wow, that's really gorgeous.
So this is going to be a sweater. I'm thinking right now, Shayna Lines Designs sweater that was in an issue of Ply magazine. That was what I originally spun for. If I need more yardage, and I might, I have a bobbin of the CVM already spun, and I can spin two more bobbins. And that because it's got different color blocking throughout the sweater
Mm-hmm.
too. I can use that for some of the color blocked sections. So that is going to be a fall knitting project for sure. I'm trying to get a couple sweater lots of hand spun ready to go for this fall. We'll see. It's so hot right now. All I want to do
Yeah.
is cotton, like cotton linen blends. Like I was on Terrapin Fiberworks website again today. Ilona Andrews. It's all Ilona Andrews' fault. She posted their site and was asking for recommendations for bases. And I was like, obviously, that's the place where they only sell vegan yarn.
Oh, okay.
So it's where I got Beck's sock yarn from.
Yeah.
But they have a lot of interesting like cotton linen blends and cotton elastic or, just different plant-based
Yeah.
fiber blends. Um, a lot of Tencel blends. So I was on their website. I did not buy anything because SSK is in a month.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that I'm looking for at SSK more than other things is linen blends
Yeah.
this year. Last year was all about like the fuzzy yarn blends. Um, did I just knit across a bunch of my short rows? Yes, I did because I was talking. Uh, So this year is going to be all about the plant-based fiber blends, I think.
Yeah. That'll be cool. Do you
Because that's
know?
not something that I spin a lot of,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and that's not something that I have a ton of in my stash. Do you have a plan for what you want to purchase at SSK yet?
So I always try to go through my queue and pick like three or four like sweaters or garments of some sort
Yeah.
to purchase for. I've got a couple already, but I've still got a couple more to pick. I really need to learn to say no to the one-off like memory skeins, like the um, what do you call them? Souvenir skeins,
Yeah.
like that are a show color or whatever.
Oh, I just buy
Um,
a sweaters a lot of the show color.
yeah, that's
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 what
the
I did with
problem.
Miss Babs last year.
So I just need to be more intentional, but it's really hard when you're there and like everybody's so joyful and happy and excited about, what they're going to make out of this or that, or did you see this in so and so's booth? Or, oh, so
I
and so's
always end
got
up going
this.
like back in like five or
Yeah.
six times
So it's
with
it's
different people
exciting.
too. Yeah.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah, it's
Leslie and
fun
I
to
go
like,
through together, and then
hmm
which is really just like us running between booths, having the
trying
other
to
girls like,
shop
yeah,
20 booths in an hour.
yeah,
Like, it's hard to do.
yeah,
um, but yeah, it's really exciting, and I'm looking forward to all the great stuff that people are bringing this year.
yeah.
So, um, speaking of Ilana, and by the way, I'm totally naming this episode "It's Ilana's Fault." Um, what have you been reading or
Ooh,
watching or
so they
listening
have a
to?
new cereal that's coming out this summer. So
Yeah.
that was why she was buying yarn, was to celebrate getting the edits done and doing
Okay.
battle scene on the new cereal. It's not an Innkeeper series, it's different.
Okay.
Um but yeah, so that's exciting. I haven't started reading it. I'm waiting until it's released.
hmm
But I finished all the Sinner's Gin books and I've been listening to 415 Inc. That is primarily what I've been doing as I've been washing wool, is listening to audiobooks. Um, so yeah, that's what's going on. I'm on the second 415 Inc. book. I've got a couple things that came in from the library audiobook wise,
Mm.
that I'm going to listen to as well. But yeah, that's the primary thing. I have got a couple kids books that like I started reading at work and they're still at work, so I'm just gonna start over with the audiobook.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, audiobooks are my jam. I haven't really been watching anything. I should, it is American Ninja Warrior series time, and I should put that on because that's an easy thing to like just put
Pay
on.
attention to or not, right? Like you
Yeah.
can walk away from it and not worry because
Yeah,
they're
I
going to do
can switch
17
the
recaps
water and
anyway.
it will
So,
be fine. I will
yeah.
just miss so and so's background story
hmm
of, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I'm still listening to of Monsters and Mayhem, or sorry, of Monsters and Mainframes by Barbara Truelove, and it's a sci-fi. It's an interesting concept. The like main character, so to speak, is the AI of a ship, and this one particular ship keeps ending up with mythical monsters on board, like Dracula, a werewolf, um, like a mummy that can turn into beetles and kill people, like, and
giving me
there's
the Mummy
a
movie.
right, and there was one other one that I forget, but it's told through a lot of different people's point of view or a lot of different characters' point of view. So it's interesting and I like it. I'm almost done with that. And I'm still reading Our Wives Under the Sea by Julia Armfield. And I'm in the process of rewatching 28 Days Later, which is a horror film from like the early aughts. Because there's a new one that just came out called 28 Years Later.
Mm.
And I've seen a lot of
There's like a new
apocalyptic.
Final Destination film too or
hmm
something, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
With franchises, they're not going to let go of them.
The Final Destination stresses me out too much because as I'm watching it, my brain is trying to think what like simple thing is going to end up being the thing that kills
Yes.
people, and it
Yeah.
stresses me out, and so I can't do those. But
Yeah,
like,
it's too jump scare for me.
yes, yes, that's what it is. So I'm gonna at some point take myself to see the horror movie, 28 Years Later, just because I like to watch horror movies. So
Did you take yourself to How to Train Your Dragon?
I have not. I don't know if I can get into a live action version of it. So
It's supposed to be
I'll live.
good. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
I'll watch
that's
a
what I've
trailer.
heard.
So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, no, that's basically what I've been doing. A lot of farm stuff, a lot of harvesting. So far we've harvested broccoli and bok choy and celery. The radishes we left in too long, so they got like
Mealy.
spicier. Like,
Oh.
and what else?
Could you
Green
like a spicy
onions.
radish though, like in a salad?
Yeah, these I didn't try them because Amanda tried them and they were too spicy for her, and her level is much higher than mine, so I
Oh.
was like, yeah, I'm gonna pass. But we're freeze drying the celery and we're gonna make celery salt out of it, so that'll
Oh,
be
okay.
interesting. Um, but yeah, just a lot of garden stuff and farm stuff. I'm convincing the chickens that I'm the best thing ever, the baby chickens. Um, ooh, I can show a picture. So I sent this to Laura already, but there was a day earlier this week where there was a lot of rain, and one of our houdans, which is a type of chicken that normally looks like this,
They're
with the
Leslie's
little
favorite chickens.
frills. Um,
Don't
it
tell the
was,
other chickens.
I think it was yesterday, but she looked like this.
She needs a tutu.
And it was hilarious. But she's pretty
Oh.
friendly. We've got she's I think a mottled Houdan, and we've also got a Rhode Island Red who's really friendly. And these are juvenile; they're not fully grown yet. Um, but yeah, I might be a little too attached to them because the adult hens, like I was trying to give the juvenile hens like some chicken feed, like scatter it on the
Yeah.
ground to get them to come to me, because I will bribe an animal, absolutely. But the chickens, the adult chickens, thought I was throwing out bugs because I do that for them sometimes. I throw out the bugs and let them eat them. Um, and they thought that the juveniles were getting something that they weren't getting, so they like attacked this little Houdan, and you probably could hear me in the next county. I just screamed and I was like, no, and had to go rescue the baby Houdan. And I was like, it's okay. And chickens, I didn't know this, but like when they get super freaked out, they go almost catatonic for a little while. Like they
Oh,
just like freeze.
like possums.
Um, yes, I've never had that experience with a possum, but I know that they do die
Yeah.
frequently. Um, so I hate that she got attacked, but I did get to hold her for a little while, and that was nice. But yeah, that's basically what's going on here. Um,
Yeah.
like you
Um,
said, we've got a few spots open for SSK. We've
yep.
had, I think, 3 people claim, and I think we've got 3 more spots. So if you're interested in coming to SSK, which is supersummerknittogether.com, um, it's our summer event that we do in Nashville every year. It's a lot of fun. There's lots of stuff that comes with the cost of admission, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing everybody, meeting new people, checking out the market. We're doing a swim thing for people who will be there the day before it starts, so lots of fun stuff going
Yep.
on.
Modern Daily Knitting's opening their doors for us on
Yeah.
Wednesday. So that'll be fun. Smart Art is open Tuesdays now. So if you want to do your Smart
Oh.
Art trip, they had a gorgeous loom the other day.
Hmm. Smart Art is a great store in Nashville that does secondhand craft related supplies, all sorts of stuff. Like they've just got bins and bins of like sewing notions, and they're like a quarter a piece or something, right? Like you can find all sorts of fun treasures there. But I should probably let you go because you got to get ready for knit night, right?
I do. I got people coming over.
Okay.
Well, y'all have a
Well,
good rest of your week, and I
we
will
will
talk
talk
to
to you
you
again next
later.
week. All
Bye,
right. Bye,
y'all.
y'all.